Welcome to Previously On, a podcast series created to help you through some of the most complex yet brilliant television ever made. Game of Thrones Season 2, Episode 10, Valar Morghulis. Buoyed by victory, Joffrey names Tywin the Hand of the King, also rewarding Littlefinger for uniting the Lannisters and the Tyrells by giving him his old home of Harrenhal. Loras Tyrell requests that Joffrey marry his sister Margaery, as her union with Renly was never consummated, for obvious reasons. It doesn't take much to persuade Joffrey to agree to this. Margaery can be quite persuasive. Sansa is delighted, but Littlefinger warns her this does not mean she's free. Noticing her resemblance to her mother Catelyn, whom he has long loved, he offers to help her escape. Brienne and Jaime continue their journey to the capital and come across the bodies of 3 women who were lynched by Stark soldiers who find Brienne cutting the women down. They realise who Jaime is, so Brienne single-handedly kills them and buries the women. Elsewhere in the Westerlands, Robb tells Catelyn that he's in love with Talisa. Catelyn warns him that breaking his oath to Walder Frey would be foolish, but he replies she has no right to criticise him for recklessness and marries Talisa in a private ceremony. Mourning his defeat, Stannis feels betrayed by the Red Witch Melisandre and her mystical promises. She urges him not to give up. Angry, Stannis half-heartedly tries to strangle her. Melisandre soothes him, telling Stannis he'll betray everything he holds dear, but it will be worth it. In Winterfell, Theon is surrounded by enemy forces but won't flee to the Night's Watch, as he believes Jon Snow will kill him. He resolves to die on the battlefield in glory and gives his men a rallying speech. It appears to work until Dagmar knocks Theon out in order to exchange him for their freedom. Bran, Rickon, Osha and Hodor discover that Winterfell has been sieged and find Maester Luwin dying in the Godswood. He tells the boys to travel north as there are too many enemies in the south, and Osha kills him to end his pain. At the Red Keep, Varys visits Tyrion, who is recovering from his injuries. Varys tells him that Cersei was responsible for the attempt on his life. Stripped of his titles and politically weak, Tyrion sends Podrick, the squire who saved him on the battlefield, to fetch Bronn and 4 of his most loyal Goldcloaks to guard his door. Shae arrives and reassures Tyrion that she's not repulsed by his scarred face and surprises him by deciding to stay by his side. Tyrion bursts into tears. Arya, Gendry and Hot Pie encounter Jaqen and Hagar on the road away from Harrenhal. Jaqen offers to take Arya to Braavos so she can become a faceless man like him. Arya wants to follow him but says she needs to find her family. So Jaqen gives her a coin that she can give to anyone from Braavos if she wants to find him again, using the phrase Valar Morghulis, which translates into all men must die. Across the narrow sea, Daenerys reaches the House of the Undying, a tower with no visible entrance that magically transports her inside. Within the tower, she has a vision of the throne room of the Red Keep in ruins and covered in snow. Daenerys finds her dragons, but Pyat Pree emerges and restrains her. Dracarys! She orders her dragons to kill him by breathing fire. Realising Xaro and Doria have betrayed her, she strips his home of its valuables to fund the purchase of ships. Beyond the wall, Corryn tells Jon he must infiltrate the wildlings on behalf of the Night's Watch. Corryn attacks Jon and goads him into killing him by insulting Ned and his mother. The wildlings are impressed enough to free Jon, and they eventually arrive at Mance Rayder's camp, where thousands of free folk are assembled. Sam Tarly, Gren and Ed are on patrol when they hear 3 horn blasts, the signal alerting of White Walkers. They run, but Sam struggles to keep up. A huge group of White Walkers and Whites approach. Hiding behind a boulder, Sam cowers in fear as a White Walker stops beside him, stares him down, but strangely ignores him. The White Walker shrieks and leads hundreds of undead followers towards the Night's Watch's camp. Thanks for listening. Hope it's been helpful. Listen, if you've enjoyed this, I would love it if you subscribed. We've got loads more shows where this came from, and we'd love you to join us for them. If you know someone who needs to get up to speed with Thrones, just send them our way. A 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts from would also be absolutely fantastic. If you've got any feedback, have I pronounced a name wrong? I hope I haven't. Or ideas for a show that we should be covering? We'll almost certainly be doing the big ones, but you never know, there may be others that we've missed. Let us know. I'd love to hear from you over on Twitter. You can find us at Previous Podcast, or just email us hello@previouslyon.co.uk. Previously On is presented by Jamie East and is a Daft Doris production.